Hi, I'm Teacher Luke, and I create these stories here on English Stories Ready. I hope you find them helpful. If you do me a huge favor and subscribe to this channel and write yes in the comments below to let me know that you enjoy them. That means the world to me. I hope you enjoy these stories, and I hope that you see the benefit of listening in English. If you want to learn more about what we do at English Stories Ready, there is more information down here in the video description. But enough from me, let's just jump into today's story, and I hope you enjoy it.
How to think in English. Hi, I'm Teacher Luke, and welcome to this very important episode on how to think in English. This is something that a lot of my students ask me about. I hope this helps. Let's get right into it. Chapter 1. Start small. Everyday English in your head. Have you ever tried to think in English, but your mind quickly returned to your own language? What was the last thing you said to yourself today, in your head? Take a moment to think about these questions, and if you want, write your answers in the comments. Why thinking in English feels hard? Many English learners tell me, "Teacher, I can read, I can write, I can even speak. But I cannot think in English." And you know what? That is completely normal. Thinking is private, personal, and fast. Your brain wants to use the language it already knows best. It feels safe to use your first language. But here is the good news. You don't need to translate every thought into English. You don't need to push yourself to think in English all day long. Instead, you can start small. And starting small is the secret to success. Imagine you are learning to swim. You don't begin in the deep ocean. You start in the shallow pool, close to the edge. Thinking in English works the same way. Everyday English in your head. The easiest way to start is with your daily life. Think about the small actions you do every day. Waking up, brushing your teeth, making coffee, leaving the house, checking your phone. These moments are perfect opportunities to practice thinking in English. For example, when you wake up, you can say in your head, "I'm tired. I need more sleep. What time is it?" Simple phrases, nothing complicated. These are thoughts you already have in your first language. You are just changing the language. Later, when you go to the kitchen, you might think, "I'm hungry. I'll make breakfast. I need more milk." These little sentences may feel too easy. But remember, your goal is not grammar perfection. Your goal is to build a habit of using English naturally in your own mind. From words to phrases. When you begin, you may only use single words. Coffee, phone, bus, work, that's fine. One word in English is better than 10 words in your first language. Over time, you can connect those words into short phrases. Coffee is ready. I'm waiting for the bus. Time to check my phone. Later, you can grow those phrases into longer sentences, like, "The bus is late again. I'll be late for work. I forgot to buy milk yesterday, so I can't make coffee now." See the progress? You move from words to phrases to sentences, step by step. Silent practice. The best part is, nobody even knows you are practicing. Thinking in English is private practice. You can do it anywhere. On the train, while walking, while cooking. There is no pressure, no audience, no mistakes. If you forget a word, you can skip it. If you feel stuck, you can use a simpler word. For example, maybe you don't remember the word umbrella. You can just say, "I need the thing for the rain." It's not perfect, but it's communication, even if it's only with yourself. And later, you can check the correct word. This process trains your brain to stay in English instead of stopping and returning to your first language. Narrate your day. One useful technique is narration. This means you describe what you are doing, like a storyteller. For example, I'm washing the dishes. The water is hot. Now I'm drying the plates. Later, you can expand your narration into small comments or opinions. I don't like washing dishes, but it's not too bad. The kitchen looks cleaner now. This is real English in your real life. It is not from a textbook. It is your experience in your words. Questions and answers with yourself. Another way to practice is to ask yourself questions and then answer them in English. For example, what do I need to do today? I need to finish my homework. I need to call my friend. Or in the evening, what did I do today? I went to the supermarket. I cooked dinner. I watched a movie. These little question and answer moments are like mini conversations, but instead of speaking with another person, you are speaking with yourself. This builds fluency and confidence. Small daily habits. The magic of this method is that it takes only a few seconds. You don't need 1 hour of thinking in English. You only need 5 seconds here, 10 seconds there. Think about it. If you practice for 10 seconds, 10 times a day, that's already almost 2 minutes of English thinking. And 2 minutes today becomes 10 minutes tomorrow and more the next week. Slowly, your brain learns. English is normal. English is part of my life. Mistakes are allowed. Many learners are afraid of making mistakes, even in their own head. But here is something important. Your brain does not punish you for mistakes. If you think, I am going to work now, it's not correct, but it's still English practice. You are still training your brain to stay in English. Later, when you hear the correct phrase, I am going to work now, your brain will recognize it. The mistake will slowly disappear because your brain is getting more input. So, don't stop yourself. Don't wait until you are perfect. Just practice. Why this works. You may ask, does this really help my English? Yes, it does. Here's why. When you translate, your brain is like a messenger. You receive a thought in your first language and then you send it to English. This takes time. It's slow, but when you think directly in English, your brain becomes faster. It doesn't waste energy on translation. It moves directly to English words, English structures, English rhythms. And that is the same process native speakers use. Thinking in English also helps your speaking. If you already prepared a phrase in your head, it is easier to say it aloud. Your mouth is just following your thoughts. A small challenge for you. So here is my challenge for you. Today, choose 3 moments in your day to practice. They don't need to be long, just 3 moments. For example, when you wake up in the morning, when you eat lunch, when you go to bed at night. In each moment, try to think of 2 or 3 sentences in English. That's it. Very small, very simple. If you can do this for 1 day, try for 2 days. If you can do 2 days, try for 1 week. Slowly, this habit will grow. Chapter 2. Make it a habit with media and routines. What do you usually listen to, watch, or read every day? And how much of that is in English? Take a second to think about your answer. If you want, write it in the comments. The power of habits. Learning English is not about one big effort. It's not about studying 10 hours on one Saturday and then doing nothing for the rest of the week. Real progress comes from small, repeated actions. In other words, habits. Think of brushing your teeth. You don't brush for 2 hours once a week. You brush for 2 minutes every day. That habit keeps your teeth healthy. English works the same way. 2 or 3 minutes of English every day is better than 2 hours once a week. And the easiest way to build this habit is by connecting English to the things you already do, your media and your routines. Media in your life. Let's start with media. Media means what you consume: videos, music, podcasts, books, articles, social media. You already use media every day, so why not use it in English? For example, if you watch YouTube, subscribe to one English channel you like. If you listen to music, choose one English song and listen carefully. If you check the news, read the headline in English. It doesn't need to be complicated. The goal is not to understand every single word. The goal is to build the habit of hearing, reading, and thinking in English. Choose what you enjoy. This is very important. Choose media that you enjoy. If you hate business news, don't read business news in English. If you love cooking, watch cooking videos in English. If you enjoy football, read football news in English. Enjoyment keeps you motivated. When you enjoy the topic, your brain is more relaxed. Learning feels natural. It feels less like study and more like life. Routines to connect English. Now, let's connect English to your daily routines. You already have many habits: making coffee, walking to work, exercising, cleaning your room. You can add English to these moments. For example, while cooking dinner, listen to an English podcast. While exercising, play an English playlist. Before bed, read one page of an English book. In the morning, watch a short English video while you drink coffee. Notice, these are not big changes. You are not adding new activities. You are just changing the language of the activities you already do. Start small, stay consistent. Remember, the key is not big, the key is consistent. One page a day is better than zero. One short video is better than nothing. Over time, these little minutes grow into hours. For example, 5 minutes of listening every day becomes 35 minutes in 1 week. In 1 month, that is 2.5 hours. In 1 year, that is more than 30 hours of English listening. And you didn't even notice, because it was part of your routine. Combine media and thinking. Here is a simple trick. After you listen, read, or watch something in English, take 30 seconds to think about it in English. For example, after listening to a song, ask, "What was that song about?" After watching a short video, think, "What did I learn?" After reading a headline, ask, "What do I think about this news?" This is how media connects to your English thinking habit. You are not just consuming, you are also processing in English. Keep it easy. Some learners make a mistake. They choose media that is too difficult. If every sentence feels like a puzzle, you will get tired. You will stop. Instead, choose something that is about 70 to 80% clear. This way, you can understand the main ideas, but you also meet new words. Remember, you don't need to understand 100%. You only need to understand enough to keep going. Fluency grows from exposure, not from perfection. A daily plan example. Here's a simple plan you can try. Morning, read one English headline on your phone. Afternoon, listen to an English podcast while cooking or walking. Evening, watch a short video in English before bed. That's it. Quick, easy, and realistic. A challenge for you. So here is your challenge. For the next 7 days, choose one piece of English media you will enjoy every day. It can be a short video, a podcast, a song, or an article. Connect it to your daily routine and do it for 1 week. After 1 week, look back and ask yourself, did it feel difficult or did it feel natural? If it felt natural, congratulations. You are building the habit. Chapter 3. Practice self-talk. When was the last time you talked to yourself? Did you do it out loud or only in your head? Think about it for a moment, and if you like, write your answer in the comments. What is self-talk? Self-talk is when you speak to yourself, sometimes silently in your head, sometimes out loud with your voice. Everyone does it. Maybe you say, "Where did I put my keys?" Or, "I need to buy bread later." That is self-talk. The good news is this natural habit can become one of your most powerful tools for learning English. By turning everyday self-talk into English, you can practice without a teacher, without a textbook, and without any special time in your schedule. Why self-talk helps. Self-talk helps you in three important ways. It makes English part of your daily life. You don't need to wait for a lesson. You already have thoughts every day. Just change the language of those thoughts. It prepares you for real conversations. If you already practiced a phrase with yourself, it will come out more easily when you talk with another person. It builds fluency and confidence. The more you use English, even alone, the less nervous you feel when you use it with others. Start with simple sentences. Like in the earlier chapters, start small. You don't need long stories. Simple sentences are enough. For example, I'm hungry. I need to clean my room. This bag is heavy. These sentences are short, but they are real. They connect to your life, and that makes them powerful. Use self-talk in daily moments. You can practice self-talk almost anywhere. Here are some examples. When getting dressed, which shirt should I wear? The blue one or the white one? While cooking, the water is boiling. Time to add the pasta. Walking outside. It's sunny today. I don't need my umbrella. Before sleeping, today was busy. Tomorrow I'll wake up early. These are natural moments. You don't need to stop your day. You only need to change the language. Ask and answer yourself. One of the best ways to practice is by asking yourself questions and then answering them. For example, what do I need to do now? I need to wash the dishes. Or, how do I feel today? I feel tired but happy. By asking and answering, you create a mini conversation with yourself. This builds fluency in a safe, private way. Speak out loud. If possible, speak out loud. Your brain controls your mouth, your tongue, and your voice. Speaking out loud gives you real practice with sound, rhythm, and pronunciation. You don't need to be loud. Even a quiet voice is enough. If you feel shy, do it when nobody is around. For example, while walking outside, you can whisper to yourself. People will just think you are on the phone. Handle missing words. Sometimes you will want to say something, but you won't know the English word. That's okay. Don't stop. Use a simple description instead. For example, if you forget the word screwdriver, you can say, I need the tool for fixing things. If you forget the word fridge, you can say, I'll put this food in the cold box. This keeps your brain in English and trains you to explain ideas, even with limited vocabulary. A skill that is very useful in real conversations. Use emotions and reactions. Self-talk is not only about describing actions, it is also about expressing feelings and reactions. For example, this food tastes great. That movie was boring. I'm nervous about tomorrow. When you add emotions, your English becomes more natural and personal. It's not just vocabulary, it's communication. Make it a routine. To succeed, connect self-talk to your daily routines. Choose 1 or 2 regular times to practice. For example, in the morning when you prepare breakfast, in the evening when you brush your teeth, while commuting to school or work. If you connect self-talk to a routine, it becomes automatic. You don't need to think, should I practice now? It just happens, like brushing your teeth. A small challenge for you. Here's my challenge. Today, choose one short activity in your life and describe it to yourself in English. For example, while making tea, say, "The water is hot. I'm adding sugar. I like sweet tea." 3 sentences. That's all. Tomorrow, try again with a different activity. Step by step, you will build the habit. Final thoughts. Remember, self-talk is free, private, and always available. It helps you think faster in English, prepares you for real conversations, and builds your confidence. Start simple. Connect it to your routines, and don't worry about mistakes. The important thing is to keep going. So let me ask you, what is one activity in your day where you could try self-talk in English? Write it in the comments, and then try it today.